Now, Lieutenant Colonel Daniel Davis is a combat veteran and author, and he joins us now. Danny, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me, Tulsi.
Talk to me about sanctions. You know, this is a word that politicians often throw out. It's their knee-jerk reaction to anything. We got to go punish them with sanctions. But who actually pays the price?
Yeah, you know, we are absolutely addicted to sanctions. I mean, anyone talks about anything internationally, sanctions is the first thing that comes up before they even think about the ramifications or even the possibility that it could accomplish anything. And that's one of the biggest mistakes that we make, is that we don't understand that whether that tool can accomplish something or is it just something we throw out there. Now, in this particular case, I think it's really important to point out that if the president was asking us to potentially sacrifice something that could actually make a difference, that could potentially turn the tide of the war, that might be one thing. Potentially the cost would be worth it. But Tulsi, there is no chance, no military path that Ukraine can win this war. There simply isn't. We have to be honest about that. And so that if you keep these sanctions on there and they hurt us more than they hurt Putin, I mean, you hit it right on the head there. Because the sanctions have limited how much oil they have sold the Russians, and it has accelerated the amount of money that they've made. So it's not working on them. But as you pointed out there, all those problems about Europe, it's about to hit even worse, and it could come back on our country as well. And this winter could be a very decisive case in this whole war if the Western people across the Western world turn against us, because they're saying, hey, we don't recognize an actual threat of any kind of invasion from Russia, but we sure do recognize the cost that we're paying.
You're exactly right, Danny, and it's not a question of if that'll happen. It's something that we are already seeing happening, where different countries in the world, different people are experiencing the effects of this administration's policies and sanctions and are turning towards us in a more antagonistic fashion than they would otherwise. Thank you so much, Danny. I appreciate your expertise always. It's great to have you here on the show.
Thanks for having me, Tulsi.